Yo, that caught me off guard.
Week 2, baby. What's up, everybody? It's the All Day Everyday Show in week 2 of our NFL reactions. And here we are, fellas. Powered by Dimers, as always. For the first 6 weeks of the NFL season, head over to Twin Spires to check out a deal that Dimers and us, the All Day Everyday Show, have going on for you guys. You can head over to www.dimers.com/ADED to directly support the show. There is a risk-free bet up to $1,000. You don't have to bet $1,000. You can bet 10, you can bet 20, you can bet 5, you can bet 500. Doesn't matter. It's a risk-free bet up to $1,000 for the first 6 weeks of the NFL season. We are in week 2, ladies and gentlemen, our second video of the new series, number 2 and week 2 of the NFL season. We're going to be kicking things off. We're going to be going a lot faster this week, and we're going to be flying right through. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast with Bo Wagner. A lot new.
Fire pod, bro.
Exactly, bro, and a lot more content coming. We will get into those conversations on the podcast this week. So see you guys then. All right. So for this week, Thursday Night Football, I was in Ocean City, Maryland for this game. So I was in Maryland for a Giants game in Washington, and boy, did it not disappoint. I mean, it really didn't. It was very exciting. But it was not the outcome that I wanted.
Facts.
So the thing that I'll say to you is that my reactions are that I still have to somehow be optimistic, only because the Giants are playing the Falcons at home next week. So I have to be optimistic about that.
Game.
The only reason I'm optimistic about it, Dexter Lawrence, when you do that and you jump off sides, I mean, and they miss a game-winning field goal, it's just not. I text you this. It's just not meant to be. I mean, it's not. It's not meant to be. So, Taylor Heinicke had a really good game. The defense is still really frustrating.
I heard a lot about this defense, Alex.
No, bro, I'm still with it.
We can go back to any NFC show.
I know.
We can go back to any. We heard about this defense a lot from you, Mr. Jacobs.
Go back to
it. What is that, 30 versus the Broncos gave you 30?
Okay, but here's the thing. Everyone's bitching, the football team gave me 30. Football team can suck it, bro, because the football team, they let up 29, and it should have been 14 more.
We're not worried about the football team defense. 14. We're worried about your defense.
Okay, we were sitting here saying that Washington has a better defense anyway. So that's what I'm saying.
You were just saying that the Giants had the best defense in the NFC, best defense in the NFC East. You said this all on the
I did.
on the
Look,
mic.
and I also said that we're back to square one, and now the Giants defense not only has to fucking find themselves again, but the offensive line does as well. And obviously, losing Nick Gates really sucks. Saquon found a hole.
Disgusting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Saquon Barkley found a hole. He was given a hole, and he actually had a really good run. So is he back? No, he finally hit a hole. Okay. Daniel Jones looked good, ran the ball really well.
Did look good, and people were.
I like a confident quarterback that's running like that.
Yeah,
so,
honestly, I like that was a good outing for Daniel Jones. It's funny too because they showed a stat that like him versus the football team has not boded well for him at all.
I forget what the stat was, but he
gave them
losing
his best game he ever had. That's probably honestly.
It could be
his best start that I've watched. Honestly,
I just remember as I look at this, that I had. Me, my brother, and my dad were at this bar in Ocean City, Maryland. We're at this bar, and the kick goes up, and we are literally in a huddle, hugging, screaming, jumping up and down. Let's go! He missed it! He missed it! Oh my God, he missed it! Some guy's literally like, "Shut the fuck up! There's a flag, you moron!" And then I'm like, I could not, like, my jaw could not be lower. Like, I literally was just like, and I'm like, it's over. And then we got, like, my dad was standing as close to the exit as possible. And when the kick went out, it went good. And Drew just darted. And I was just, like, standing there like, that really just happened. But that's my initial thoughts on that. We only spend a little bit more time on that just because these are our teams. And this was just a crazy game. But the Thursday night game, even though it's two like fairly shitty teams, it did not disappoint. So 30-29, the Washington football team beat up on the Giants. Let's head to Sunday. Today we are recording at 11:49 at night, And this Sunday night game has just concluded.
Great Sunday night game. Can't wait to get that one.
All our day games, bro. Great Sunday night game. All our day games starting off with the Bears hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bears taking a 20-17 win. Joe Burrow and company falling a little bit short on the comeback.
Yeah, Burrow and the boys came out real flat today. That's kind of surprising because after they get that W versus the Vikings week 1, we're kind of raising our eyebrows at the Bengals. Like, all right, what do we really have here? The Bears came to play today. Dalton goes down with an injury, gives us a chance to look at Justin Fields for the first time. Didn't look great, didn't look bad. He had the one fumble that he got back, and then the pick. We'll see how he grows because it looks like Dalton's gonna be out for a couple weeks. But I'm excited to see.
I'm a field backer. I will say. I mean, guys, let's put more. I mean, for those Jamar Chase haters,
I was hyped when I saw him. I won't say this. Dalton, it sucks to see you get injured, Dalton, but if there's any time I've been excited to see someone get hurt and come in, it was at this situation to see Fields get some time. That's all I'll say. I hope Dalton's okay.
Let the guy
play. But it was cool to see Justin Fields get in the game.
I'll save back to our from week 1. If you guys didn't see, we were apologizing to Jamar Chase. Another big game for him. Just that one route when he just burned the dude and then had it easy. I mean, he looks really good.
Only 4 targets today, but
it's fine.
Size, he looked good.
But when he gets targeted and he makes those catches and he makes those plays, you can just see he has that fire in him. So he's definitely a well-bound NFL caliber player. Let's head over to the Cleveland Browns hosting the Houston Texans in a 31-21 win for the Browns. Easily figured that this was going to happen, but I thought the Browns could have put up some more points.
This game was close for a minute. For a good half of football, this game was close. Baker Mayfield got hurt, shook it off, came back. This is a good win for the Browns. Tyrod Taylor also looks really good down in Houston. I'm happy for him.
And you're a Tyrod Taylor backer right now.
I'm a big Tyrod Taylor guy. Just because his history, his career. I mean, he starts off, he gets the Pro Bowl in Buffalo, leads into the playoffs, he moves around some teams, the lung situation. Now he's balling in Houston. It's really good to see Tyrod play well. Obviously, Browns get a dub. Big for us, too, because we're big Browns guys over here.
I know we are big Browns guys. Guys, you can check out that damn Dimers helped us out with that tweet. They put out that promo tweet when we were like, our guys.
That was out there. So every time they win the Cardinals, when I'm like, let's go, my predictions.
Yeah, I have Nick Chubb in one of my fantasy leagues, so 95 yards on a touchdown there. Definitely a good running back showdown today. So, okay, in our next game in the link, the home opener, finally. So we talked about my Giants, and now we're going to get into a little bit of a debate on this Eagles game. The home opener for Manny's Philadelphia Eagles, and they lose to the 49ers 17-11. We knew this was coming. I kind of the spread here, the line was -3 to the 49ers, and it rightfully so. 17-11 makes sense. Talk about the injury. Talk about your thoughts. Give me some as an Eagles fan at the link. You saw what the 49ers fans were doing in Philly this week. Maybe that was like, you know what? Maybe okay.
That stinks too because we don't lose in the half.
Well, because I saw the tweet, so there was for those of you that didn't see, so there was a lot of flags right around. Where was it? Was it by the art museum?
On Balboa's
So on Rocky's statue, there was a lot of 49ers flags.
The last time motherfuckers came out there.
Last time that happened, it was the Minnesota Vikings, and they got clapped in the NFC Championship game. So a lot of the tweets were, "Oh shit." 49ers did it. What happened last time? And again, this was another home game, so we thought that was going to happen. It didn't. 17-11. Brandon Graham goes down. Jalen Hurts. Tough game for the Eagles. Defense was there, but the offense couldn't hold their weight like the defense was. Give me your thoughts as a Birds fan.
We saw what this team was today. We saw exactly what this team was. We from the beginning of the season, we're like, all right, our offense is probably going to this is a new offense, new coach. Our defense is our thing. Run D's our thing. Our D-line's our thing. We lose Brandon Graham today. That hurts. Defense did still play well. I just don't think I don't want to say we don't have enough weapons on offense because we do. They're just not molded into the league enough to be those big play, consistent guys. You've seen Quez Watkins get one long 90-yard catch.
It's the only reason he had all those yards.
You cannot fucking have a 90-yard catch, get in the red zone, and not score.
And then turn it over.
Here goes Sirianni just throwing dumbass plays in the red zone. For trying to run Philly special, not so special. You're not Dougie P. We bought you to not be Dougie P. Anything but Dougie P. You show us Philly special. You don't score. Another time in the red zone, was it a turnover? 2 times in the red zone we don't score. We settle for 1 field goal. I mean, we seen what this team was, and that's why I was saying last week, I'm not buying. I'm not selling. This team is not bad. Miles Sanders needs to get the ball more. That's another thing.
Miles Sanders needs to start scoring some touchdowns.
Horrible, but This was good for everyone posting that shit last week. Super Bowl tickets and all this bullshit.
Reality check.
And we had comments on the Instagram of where the Eagles in the top 10. This is why. This is why. This is why.
This is your reality
now, listen,
check.
can we all just take a deep breath? And just like the Saints, just come back down to earth. We are who we are. It's okay. I'm okay with it. You should be okay with it. Sirianni needs to sit down and realize he's a new coach and not to get too excited and call this crazy shit and just move on. Get better week to week. It's going to be okay. Because I know I'm going to listen to 94.1, 97.5.
Oh, God, don't put yourself through that misery. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All the complaints. I'm like, these guys they're just too excited, man. It's all right. Everything's okay.
Yep.
Promise
it
you.
was definitely a...
Except for Brandon Graham. Prayers for Brandon Graham.
Yeah. I wanted to just say something about that because that's definitely going to be a tough loss for the Eagles as the year progresses. We'll definitely see his role and how important it was when he is on the field as the year progresses. A tough loss, but again, I think it was known, but I actually was a little bit surprised because I thought the 49ers would have put up some more points in this game.
Both sides. I thought it was going to be more.
So I thought it was going to be a lot more high scoring, but I think you got to give some credit to both sides of the defense on the Eagles for, holding the 49ers to very few scoring chances early on in this game. And then I think it just kind of faded out. It was like our same argument from the Giants last week against Denver. The defense can't do everything, right? You can't do it all. If your offense can't go out there and give some momentum to your guys that are making tackles, play in and play out, they're going to fold at some point. So that's exactly what happened. The 49ers win this one 17-11. All right, so let's head over to the Rams and the Colts. The Colts hosting the Rams. Your boy, your former quarterback goes down late in the fourth quarter with that ankle injury, and the Rams hold on strong, winning 27-24.
Big Red, bro.
Big Red.
I can't call you 11. I'm not calling you 2 because that's my number and you can't claim that shit, buddy.
He said Mook 2.
All you have to do is play 75% of the games. I'm talking about that they were watching. We got the Eagles game up, we got the red zone up, and every time I see Carson Wentz running around the ball, I'm like, get down. I didn't see the ankle injury, but I just can't believe this, bro.
I literally
I can't. But he will find any way to fuck the Eagles over until he goes away from the league. He'll find any way.
I had this game flashed up on the screen when I was watching the 425 and the 405 games, and I was watching a couple of the games with my mom. So my mom says to me, "Oh, like how'd Carson Wentz do today?" As an Eagles fan, asking how Carson Wentz did. So I said he got hurt late in the fourth, and she literally chuckled and goes, "Of course he did." And I'm like, is that not every Eagles fan's reaction to that?
He would never get hurt in the first quarter. He would never get hurt in the second quarter. It would have to be late in the fourth. This makes no sense, man.
I heard that and was like, I think that's got to be every Eagles fan's reaction right now.
But I mean, on another note, shout out to my boy Matthew Stafford. He's loving it.
Shout out to my boy from last week, Cooper Kupp.
You're a big Cooper Kupp guy. He's snapping.
Holy shit!
Waiting to see Robert Woods come along, but I mean that team.
When will I listen to myself and
stadium.
bet Cooper Kupp over in receiving yards? But to your point, yes, the stadium is
not even not so far. I'm talking about Indianapolis, bro. I was looking in there. They got a little, not a whole blew out, but it's a nice little cool looking stadium. If we're looking at anywhere you want to shoot, kind of get some content. And of course SoFi too. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we gotta
can't leak too much.
We gotta buy some things for that. We gotta buy tickets to get on a flight there.
To go see SoFi.
Okay, so moving on to the Miami game, the Dolphins hosting the Bills, and the Bills just clapped them. Obviously, the story of this game was Tua going down with the rib injury, but the Bills winning 35-0 in just a blowout. It's kind of
weird to see the Bills win such a dominant game and Josh Allen not to have like great numbers.
I do have to say this. Kilkenny's Discord popped off today. You knew I was going to say
Zach Moss, baby. Let's go.
Zach Moss.
Mooney Gang.
Let's clip it right now. Mooney Gang plus 7,000. Zach Moss, a $50 bet for Kilkenny on Zach Moss to score 2 touchdowns, paid over $3,500. So an immaculate hit there. And I mean, geez, I'm not even.
Kenny's doing what Kenny does.
I'm not even getting paid to say this shit. But if you're not in that goddamn Discord, get in the Discord.
You're just missing out on the money, bro.
All right. But yeah, Josh Allen didn't have to do a lot of work today. Defense really held up, and obviously it's really easy to say when you have your boys out there with no points on the board. So finally we got to see some more work out of Diggs, but again, only 4 catches on the day. Not much else to say on that one. Let's head over to the Jets. MetLife Stadium hosting a divisional matchup here, and the Patriots come to town and win 25-6. The big story of this game was Zach Wilson, 4 interceptions. It's almost like it's Sam Darnold 2.0, is it not?
Yeah, Zach Wilson. I mean, starting off 0 for 2 with 2 picks is just not the ideal start.
Unbelievable.
I mean, after the last week, you're just waiting, like, all right, I just want to see how this kid bounces back a little bit more. A good matchup for him. We'll see how he does. And 0 for 2 picks. But, I mean, the Jets are going to Jets. There's not. I don't got much.
There's not
game.
much to say. I mean, and we said it last year.
Good, it's good to see. It's good to see guys like Mac Jones still getting used to the league. He looks like he's poised in the pocket. Looks really comfortable and confident out there. I like seeing that. Damian Harris, I'm a fan of him. Got in the end zone today. I mean, the Pats are going to compete this year. I mean, the Jets are just
we said this last
not
week
a good
too.
situation.
Like, if you didn't see it, but we said it last week. The Jets are the Jets. This is what literally.
The Jets are the Jets.
This is what you get. So I don't know.
That is brutal to be a Jets fan. I mean, if you're a Jets fan, like if you're our age, like you look back to the Sanchez days, like those were the fucking days, baby. Like I was in eighth grade.
It was against. Wasn't it against the Patriots where he had the butt fumble?
Yeah.
Like, so there's always some crazy things that happen in this. But I saw some pictures of some people that I follow on Instagram that had some box seats, and I was like, thank God the caption said that those box seats were gifted to you.
Fact.
Because why the hell would you buy box seats and spend your money to go watch
I would much rather watch that game in my fucking car.
I'd rather pay for the Giants, and I'm not even saying that as a biased way. Like, it would just be if I had to pick, if I'm gonna spend box seats on a Giants game or a Jets game, I gotta go to.
If I'm going to Rutherford, it better be for a Giants game.
I would. You're this much closer to seeing a win.
Facts.
Like, I'm not saying you're like over. You're like an inch closer.
Facts.
All right, so to the Steelers and the Raiders this week. Steelers hosting the Raiders, and the Raiders coming out on top, starting out 2-0 after their Monday night victory against the Ravens last week, which, again, we didn't talk about because, once again, we do miss these Monday night games. We want to get this out at a reasonable time for you guys to see, so we will miss the Monday night games. We did miss the Raiders and the Ravens last week, but here it is, 2-0, and the Raiders come out on top 26-17.
This is a huge win for the Raiders. I mean, they're coming off an emotional win versus the Ravens on a short week, playing the Steelers, who aren't, as we saw last week, aren't a bad football team at all.
Flying across the country.
A great football game. This is huge for Derek Carr. I mean, Derek Carr,
I was just gonna say,
through 2 weeks has to be playing some of the best football of his life. He's literally carrying this team. It's good to see for him. Good to see for Big John Gruden on the sidelines over
100%.
there.
The story I want to say about this game is this is not really involving the team that won. This is involving the Steelers. I don't know if you saw the clip, but it's been all over social media of the Najee Harris stiff arm.
Yep.
That was nasty.
Yep.
Obviously,
that kid's a baller, man.
He is a baller, and if you look at the stat sheet, it won't say so. 10 carries, 38 yards. It's not going to say,
he had like, I think 4 or 5 receptions for like 50-something.
Right. So he's definitely, it's a great pickup for them. I like the confidence that is being built in Derek Carr, and I like the confidence that is being built in Henry Ruggs as well.
Facts.
So not really much of anything last week. Being able to come out, get over 100 yards, get that touchdown. We have him on fantasy in Kilkenny's fantasy league, so we have to be hyped about it.
This week, but,
he did sit on the bench this week, but we have to be hyped about it. Okay, moving on to the Saints. After a beatdown of the Packers last week, they lose to the Panthers in Carolina, 26-7. I had bet on these guys. I had the Saints -2.5. Really just destroyed me, but Sam Darnold, 305 yards and 2 touchdowns. That ain't no New York Jets Sam Darnold. That is Carolina Panther Sam Darnold.
One thing about this game, I'm happy to see that the Saints aren't world beaters.
Fair.
This has to sting for Packers fans because you realize, because I guarantee you Packers fans are like, we lose again to the Saints. Oh, they're not that bad. And then you see this game, like, no, they fucking suck.
Yeah, they're not good.
Really happy for Sam Darnold over there. He's balling over there. That's a big win for them. One of those, I mean, the Panthers, 2-0 start, but they're not going to be that great. But it's just good to see them playing well early, get their morale up. It's good for them, though.
Yeah, good win for the Panthers.
It's just good to see the Saints are world beaters because I was like, did we just completely miss on this team this year?
Jameis Winston is having less than 200 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. And what is it?
Come back down to earth with us, New Orleans. Come back down to earth.
Come back to us.
Welcome.
Well, yeah, welcome back to maybe
Standard
below
protocol.
average teams. All right, so the Jaguars hosting the Broncos in our next game. The Broncos winning 23-13. Kind of knew this was going to happen. We've seen back-to-back weeks now. Obviously, the Broncos play the Giants week 1, but still the poise and the leadership of Teddy Bridgewater at the helm in Denver is really coming through. 328 yards and 2 touchdowns. Easy win for him.
Teddy Bridgewater is hooping. Big game for Courtland Sutton. Broncos aren't bad, man. They'll be around. I think Trevor Lawrence struggled again. I think he had 2 picks again today. Want to see him adjust a little better to the league. He'll come along, but I got to pay attention to this guy as we go along. I was actually thinking today, I'm looking at the stats, and I'm like, I'm not saying he's gonna be a bust, but I'm gonna watch this guy because I mean they're giving him the volume. He's getting the attempts, and that's what 5 picks through 2 weeks. You gotta adjust to the speed of the league, or you can to the weapons, but
it's tough too
not looking good
because
for him off the rip.
it's kind of like that same debate with Zach Wilson. It's the Jets.
Yep.
But I guess just time will tell. I think T-Law's in a better situation.
Yep.
Clearly, but to the same token, we have to kind of look out for that.
2 weeks.
I will say the last thing I'll say on this, though, is Cortland Sutton. With Jerry Jeudy out, you're forced, even though you might be listed as the wide receiver 1, I don't know if you've really been treated as the wide receiver 1, especially in week 1. So being forced to play that number 1 receiver role, 9 receptions, 159 yards. Can't ask for more out of your receiver. Maybe a touchdown, but would have helped for fantasy owners, but
Facts.
not for us in this case. Okay, so to our big heater of the afternoon, the Cardinals hosting the Minnesota Vikings, and a missed game-winning field goal from Minnesota. I wish that's how the Giants game ended, but the Cardinals fight and come out on top 34-33.
What a game for my Cards, man. They go down 7-0, I think, on the first or second play of the game. I mean, at first glance, if you're just betting this game, at first glance, you have to think under. This game flies over at like halftime. Kyler Murray's a video game. Dalvin Cook had a good game. Good to see my boy Rondell Moore. Little homer Rondell Moore, been a fan for a while. Big game for my Cards. The NFC West looks stacked this year.
I think we have to put some more respect on Kyler Murray. I don't know if you saw. Did you see there was a clip of him? He's like doing it's like a goddamn
he's playing a video game.
He's like posting up and then he fades away. He's doing like a fadeaway jumper, throwing it like 35 yards down the field like it's nothing.
Just walking off.
It's not fair. And then, like you said, we do have Dalvin Cook on our fantasy team. We have Rondell Moore on our fantasy team. Rondell Moore was on the bench, but that's beside the point. 77 of those 114 yards was on 1 touchdown.
Right.
So don't get on me about that. But the Cardinals win. They hang on 34-33. Let's go to our Bucs and Falcons game here. The Bucs hosting their home opener, and they had their home opener against Dallas, right?
Yep.
But Bucs win, making them go 2-0, and they're winning this game 48-25. This was our first game. Falcons. The whole story leading up to this game was Tom Brady going up against the Falcons again, 28-3, 28-3, whatever. There was a point in this game where the Falcons actually had a chance to win this game, and then they just let 20 points go unanswered. But that's just the Brady way. That's this Tampa way, and just another easy win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans.
I was gonna say, I'm thinking Mike Evans might have caught wind of our clip for the little episode from last week. We told him, Mike Evans, you got to get the ball, get in there, 2 touchdowns.
Mike, you owe us some money, brother.
Rob Gronkowski
really
gets 2 touchdowns again. I mean, this offense.
Do we
is
think
ridiculous.
to start betting Gronk for a touchdown?
Do we think?
Every week.
Do we think?
Every week.
He hit over 2 touchdowns for the first 2 weeks.
Unbelievable.
I mean, this offense is insane. They were looking really shaky to start. I mean, the Falcons they're not going to give up, but Mr. Fourth Quarter comes through. Scores 20 points.
Fourth quarter comes through. That's right.
That's nothing else to say there.
Our America's game of the week on Fox that was the CBS game this week.
Yes.
That was Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Tony Romo got to call his former team, the Dallas Cowboys, in Los Angeles, taking on the Chargers. And they win this one on a Greg the Leg 56-yard field goal, 20-17. Cowboys, Justin Herbert. Oh, man.
This was
got to
really
be
good
a tough L here.
This was a really good game. The score doesn't do us justice. You look at it at first, 2017, like, this must be a boring, slow-paced game. Not really. There's a lot of back and forth.
Very exciting.
A couple turnovers. It's a good football game. CeeDee Lamb had a big day. That's one thing I was.
And I will say, I put my money on in a parlay. I didn't straight bet these, but I was favoring Amari Cooper. So I had Amari Cooper receiving yards, but in that first quarter, CeeDee Lamb had 4 receptions for 49 yards.
It was
in that
CeeDee
first quarter
day.
alone.
It was CeeDee all day. Herbert looks really good, man. I mean, we all know that, but I just watched him today on the national stage again. Just that zip on his ball, 6'5", towering kid, athletic kid, gets out of trouble, like just making throws from weird arm angles. He's just the AFC West is going to have two of the best quarterbacks in the league this year, next year, whenever you want to slot them in there. I mean, it's going to be insane.
It was definitely an exciting game. Zeke getting a touchdown, putting some confidence back onto his shoulders. Very good to see.
Him and Pollard both. I mean, I think Zeke had
a great.
I'm not sure on Zeke's exact numbers, but I think he had 80 or 90 for his.
He was much lower and much less than Pollard's yards, but a great tandem they have there in Dallas, and got to give a lot of credit to Greg DeLeg. After the week that he had against Tampa, he put a lot of the weight on his shoulders on that loss. He missed a lot of field goals, missed a couple extra points. So for him to come back, kick this one, get the confidence back in himself, a big win for the Cowboys there. 1-1 for both teams. Let's head over to another thriller of a game, an OT thriller. Derrick Henry leading, easily putting the team on his Bama shoulders. Number 22 leads the Tennessee Titans to a 33-30 overtime victory. Derrick Henry will highlight this stat again. 35 carries, 182 yards on the ground, and 3 touchdowns. What a game.
I mean, it's games like this that make people say Derrick Henry's the best running back in football. He's not, but these are the games that make people say that. Tannehill also had a big game.
We have him in fantasy. I need some more. I need a touchdown.
It was like Julio Jones is Tennessee's coming back.
Do you think that was a touchdown to Julio? That's the big debate, too. I think it was a touchdown, but that's besides the point. I'll just give my 2 cents there. I think that was a touchdown.
I'm gonna let you rock with that. But it was good to see Julio come out in Tennessee, have his little coming out party. Tyler Lockett and Russell Wilson. Almost got Russell Westbrook.
It flows off the tongue better.
No, Tyler Lockett and Russell Wilson do this every week, bro. For the last 3 to 4 years, it's insane. Hook up on 2 long.
Well, what's crazy about this, though, the two of them is last year. I feel like a lot of it was easier to say DK and Russ. And these past 2 games, I mean, how the hell is Tyler Lockett catching the ball 8 times and he's at 178 yards?
I mean, the one he caught that was like he caught it without yards of the catch was like 40 yards, and he makes 2 people miss, run into each other, runs for another 40 yards. I mean, he's just an explosion waiting to happen.
He's been a dude that's been loyal to this team for so long. He's
gonna go down as the most underrated wide receivers in our generation.
I would totally agree on that one. And then so that was our thriller there. Let's go to I think what people may say is the best game of the season. Now, sure, this is week 2. Oh my God, it's easy to say that. But I think this conversation will still be coming up for weeks and weeks and weeks as we head further and further into the NFL season. The Ravens come out on top on Sunday Night Football after their loss on Monday Night Football. They win at home. The kryptonite for Lamar Jackson is the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Ravens win 36-35 on a late Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumble, which was just unbelievable. What a goddamn game.
That's a huge win for Ravens flock.
Unbelievable.
Coming off a game in Vegas, they felt they should have won. Hollywood Brown comes out and balls out. Lamar Jackson has a vintage Lamar Jackson game. Even though you start off the rip here with the pick 6, and you watch this game with the pick 6 off the rip, you're like,
Honey Badger, give some credit though.
Honey Badger 2 picks. You see that pick 6 off the rip, you're like, this is gonna get ugly. Lamar Jackson hangs in there, almost has 100 yards rushing. Probably did have 100 yards rushing. Had the little jump pass to Hollywood Brown. I mean, this game was electric. This game had everything. This is I'm not gonna say game of the year yet. I mean, it was a great game, but I feel like there's gonna be another game where there's just a little more fireworks, a little more crazy things happens. This game was good. We had good offense, but I'm not ready to say game of the year yet, though.
I just am so happy for Lamar. I did want to see the Chiefs win this game.
For a lot of reasons.
betting reasons, yes, but I didn't have the Chiefs spread. I didn't have Chiefs money line. I just had some player props that I was waiting on. But I will say that it was wild to see, because when you look at Patrick Mahomes and you give him the ball with under 2 minutes, you got to do the 2-minute drill. He's very capable of doing so, and he was doing just that. And then you just get a really nice punch. Is that Ed Reed punch?
Yep.
That just gets that ball loose.
Then you get the 4th and 1 call, and Harbaugh doesn't even think.
Oh yeah, talk
ask
about
Lamar
that,
Jackson.
bro.
He's like, "Do you want to go for it on 4th?" And Lamar Jackson's like, "Hell yeah, we're going for it." And go ahead, get the yard. Game over. That was a great game.
It was a great game, but in Baltimore to do that at 2 primetime games back to back, a loss to start the year. Obviously, not too happy about that. And then they come back home in grand fashion, beat up on the AFC champion. So super cool. A great week 2 Our Monday night game that we're not going to comment on at all is the Lions and the Packers in Green Bay. Packers obviously coming off that beatdown against the Saints last week. So we're expecting a big game from Aaron Rodgers. All of these comments won't really matter, but we will talk about the Packers. We will talk about the Lions in week 3, and we will see you guys then. Thank you guys for supporting the new series. We're having a lot of fun doing this. It's really cool to just fly right through these. We will see you guys later this week, and then we're recording another podcast with, I think, another guest, a reoccurring guest, and just for another conversation about everything that's going on. So be on the lookout for that.
Streams this week as well.
Streams this week. Yeah, because you guys will see this too. Streaming 2 days this week, and then other than that, we'll see you guys Saturday. So stay great, be great, because you fucking are.
Sure.
We love everything we're doing. New series. Thanks, guys. Let's go, boys. You've been listening to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and the homie Manny Ruffin. My name is Alex Jacobs, but you can call me All Day AJ. See you later, boys. See you in week 3, baby.